Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is going to be both a Blu-ray update and a small Funko Pop update as well. I don't often do these, but I'm kind of going to do it. There's loads of kind of like horror, sci-fi, fantasy movies here that I think you may probably never have heard of a lot of them, but I'm going to tell you them anyway. I've made the decision to try and get the majority of my, or the ones I can at least, films that I really kind of like, I really enjoy, my favourite films on Blu-ray. Now when I say favourite films, I'm not talking about prestige stuff like, you know, Gone with the Wind and Fight Club and all that kind of stuff. No, I like some cheesy horror films and stuff like that, so this is my favourite. So anyway, we're going to start off with some Funko Pops. The first one I will show you is a New York Comic Con exclusive, and this one is a 2015 Comic Con, and it's a gold Cylon Commander. The regular Cylons are silver, and in the 80s TV show, basically the commanders had like a gold finish to them, and this one's actually limited to just 1,000 pieces, so I was quite pleased to pick this one up. I still kind of wished it was a chrome finish rather than the kind of the matte finish, but you can't have everything, I suppose. So that is the Battlestar Galactica Cylon Commander Funko Pop. Next up we have Yoda. Of course, you've got the Force Awakens coming up, and Jedi Master. This one's actually a limited edition glow-in-the-dark version, obviously meant to be his kind of Force ghost. Really, you know, good, decent glowing one. In the UK, it's by Underground Toys. In the US, it would be by some other kind of retailer exclusive, I would imagine. So it's kind of funky. You know, I like the glow-in-the-dark ones. The third one's a little special in a way because I'm probably going to give this away for at some point. And this is once again a New York Comic Con 2015 exclusive, based on the Fallout video game series. And this one is the Power Armor Unmasked. So it's basically the kind of the game character, if you like. The normal one obviously has the kind of the mask there, but it's just a special version that was only available at New York Comic Con, and it's an unmasked. So at some point, if you want to get hold of this one, I will be giving this away in a future contest at some point. So subscribe if you haven't already done so, and keep your eyes open. I have a cunning segue into the films here. So we are going to be talking about the Avengers. This one is actually a French box set that comes with 2 Funko Pops as well as the Blu-ray. A good segue because it's got both things on there. I actually forgot I actually had pre-ordered this ages ago when it was first announced, and it turned up. And you get basically the Hulk and Iron Man Funko Pop, along with the kind of the Blu-ray. The French ones do tend to do this. There was one for Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm sure they'll do stuff for upcoming Marvel films as well. You know, there you go. They're not exclusives though. On to the kind of the films, but the first one we'll talk about is a TV series on Blu-ray, on DVD rather than Blu-ray. This one being the HBO series Rome. This is the first season. It only lasted 2 seasons. It's a really good. If you like Game of Thrones, but you don't like the fantasy elements, then you will definitely check out Rome. It's very, very good. Even if you do like fantasy elements, it's still you know, a very similar series in a lot of ways. All the political intrigue and the sex and all that sort of stuff is all in there. So it's decent series. Only lasted 2 seasons. That's the first box. I actually gave this to someone, to lend it to someone ages ago, and I've finally got it back. It's on to the Blu-rays now. Now I used to kind of do my Marvel updates separately, but I'm kind of dialing back on the amount of Marvel stuff I'm buying, so I'm just going to do it in these kind of updates now. So the first one is Ghost Rider, and this one is a limited edition. I'm forgetting the retailer now. It's an online retailer, Film Arena. That's right, a Film Arena exclusive. And this one is the steelbook, same steelbook you got with the Zowie one, but it's got the slipcase, and it's limited to 750 pieces, as you can kind of see there. But I really like this image on it. I think you kind of get a lenticular magnet in there as well, and some kind of art carton kind of bits and pieces like that. This one's going to stay sealed though, because it is only limited to 750. Next up we have one of the greatest space operas ever to grace our screens. We are talking about Battlestar Galactica. This one is a German steelbook. I really was a big fan of the original show, and I like the designs of the kind of the original Cylons here, which were essentially the kind of the stormtroopers of the Battlestar Galactica universe. So this one is the original pilot episode, which was movie length, and it was actually released in cinemas in Europe, so it kind of does count as a film at some point. This steelbook actually has a print on the actual steelbook of the Cylon itself, but the back of it here is actually a sticker. So it's kind of got a bit of both, really. But of course, we have to talk about probably what every steelbook collector has got, the original Star Wars movies. This one, of course, being recently released because obviously you got The Force Awakens out very soon. So we've got the original Star Wars movie, or New Hope. But I call it Star Wars, damn it. It's not called New Hope. Then we've got The Empire Strikes Back, which is probably the best regarded out of all of the Star Wars films, with a fantastic stormtrooper on the front there. And of course you've got The Emperor on the Return of the Jedi. You can obviously get the prequel steelbooks, although I hate those films. I really hate them. So the steelbooks look great, but I can't be bothered to get them. There you go. So I'm only ever going to watch the original trilogy. Screw the prequels. Anyway, on to another steelbook. This one is Scream, and I have to give a special shout out to my man, Blu-ray Ben. I won this in his competition, and I've actually had this for a little while now, but I had put it away because I kind of have recently moved, and you know, I didn't do it on my last update, but I dug it out because I kind of wanted to give him a shout out. So there it is, the Scream steelbook. And if you haven't gone to check Blu-ray Ben's channel out, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Anyway, on to the other Blu-rays. I've wanted to try and get, like I said, some of my favourite films on Blu-ray, and a lot of them aren't on Blu-ray, to be honest. Some of them aren't even on DVD, but the ones that are on at least Region B Blu-ray, because I don't have a multi-region player, I'm going to get. And we're going to start off with Excalibur. Now this one is actually a French version. You can get a German version with a different cover, but this one is a media book. It's 2 discs, and you've got the kind of little booklet there, which is kind of cool. And you've got, if you ever watched Robin of Sherwood, it's the same guy who played Gareth Gisborne, plays Mordred, and that's who's on the cover there, basically. Great retelling of the King Arthur legend, and to be honest with you, my favourite fantasy film of all time. It's a little long for some people, but it's a fantastic movie. Next up we have Wormwood. This is a film that I'd put in my top 10 B movies of the last kind of 10 years. It's a cross between Mad Max and kind of The Walking Dead, I would say. Fantastic, kinetic, really exciting zombie film with lots of different kind of twists than you kind of see in the zombie genre. Really good fun. So here's a film I've been banging on about for ages for you all to see, and this one is Borderlands. Now I had this on DVD, and I actually gave it to another YouTuber because I was so desperate for them to see it. I sent my copy to them, but I wasn't going to get it again, and I got it on Blu-ray. This is a German version. It has a slipcase, and in the US it's called Final Prayer. So if you haven't heard of this film, look for one called Final Prayer, because that's what it's called. And even in Europe, it actually sometimes has a different case. The DVD's got a different picture on the front. It's like another church, but it's like a slightly different design. It is one of the most scary and chilling found footage horror films I've ever seen, and I watch a lot. So if you like horror movies, I really suggest going checking this one out. It's really good. So another classic film, going back in time a little bit now, we've got Battle Beyond the Stars. This one's a Spanish version. It's the only Region B version that you can get, hence why it's got this kind of title up here. There is an American version, but I can't watch that, so I got the Spanish version, which was only recently released, and it's a great kind of movie. It's basically a retelling of the Seven Samurai or Magnificent Seven story, but done with the kind of a Star Wars vein. It's all kind of space opera and everything like that. You know, it's a little old now, and it's obviously very cheesy, but it's really fun. Lots of different kind of spaceships, different alien races. Clearly not scientifically accurate, but there you go. Anyway, next one I got is Splinter. And this is not a film I've talked about a hell of a lot, but it's a decent horror film. It's in the vein of The Thing, I would probably suggest to you if you've not seen it. Basically kind of a body horror, kind of like an organism kind of taking over your body. Fantastic practical effects, and a pretty decent story, that one. I love it. Here's another film which was on my top 10 B movie lists, and this one is Afflicted. It's a found footage film, and I'm not a huge fan of found footage, if I'm brutally honest, but this one is very good. Don't be fooled by the really boring cover. There's actually an Australian version of this which has a lot better cover on it, but it's a decent film, and it's basically about these two guys that so basically travelling across Europe, I think, and they get infected. One of them gets infected by a vampire virus. Really, really good. And then I got a couple of blind buys. This one is called Dragon Phoenix Chronicles, and I believe it's a Spanish movie, or at least a Spanish-speaking film. Now, I've kind of been on the lookout for this one for a while, but it's never been out on a kind of on an English Blu-ray, so I've had to get German. And I'm hoping this has got English subtitles because it's a Spanish-spoken film and a German Blu-ray, so I could be shit out of luck with that one. But it kind of looks quite good. It looks like it's you know, quite a kind of gory fantasy film. We'll see what it's like. Hopefully I can understand what's going on. Anyway, the last one I've got, I do actually have to pick up a parcel in the post that's been delivered in the post office tomorrow, but we're filming a whole bunch of other stuff tomorrow, so I kind of wanted to get this update out now, really. And this one is FPS. Literally know nothing about this film. I saw the image coming soon on Amazon months ago, and I kind of earmarked it, and definitely kind of wanted to see it. Now, there's talk of a high-budget first-person film, which is shit. All the first person coming out in 2016. It's meant to be the first film to film like that, but this one has obviously come out beforehand. So we'll see what it's like. I think it's kind of not based on a particular game, but obviously those kind of like video game tropes. So I don't even know what language it's in, and we'll find out on that one. So hopefully I'll be able to watch those last two ones, and I'll be able to understand what's going on. I'll do a review of the two of them, providing I can hear what's going on, probably within the next kind of few weeks or so. Anyway, that concludes my update. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, we'll be doing another contest at some point in the future, so you can win that Funko Pop along with probably some other bits as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.